Hello. Welcome to Senegal Media Live on YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to a special edition today where we can talk about the AFCON under 20 where they happen now, Egypt 2025. Today, I want for we just give a quick throwback, and unfortunately, I'm supposed to be in Egypt, Cairo to be precise, but based on certain few reasons then, I wasn't feeling too bright, so I had to cancel my trip to Cairo, and that's why I am here. I should be in Egypt by now anyway. I got my accreditation about 2 weeks ago, but at the same time, I began to feel some kind of fever, some kind of headache, so I didn't want to take chances to travel all the way to Egypt if I'm not 110% well. So that is why I'm here, and for the past couple of days, or almost a week gone, we've missed talking about the matches where Sierra Leone don't play in the entire tournament as a whole. Only reason being is because I was still not feeling 110%, but I said no, I'm not going to say this first leg of the tournament done, we're not able to do nothing in regards to what in Salon don't do in this particular tournament. So that is why I am here today. I want to say thank you to everybody watching, and I want to say thank you to all the viewers that we're doing online right now on YouTube and Facebook. And today we just run a live commentary of the Sierra Leone match against South Africa. I think this is the very first time in the history of Sierra Leone football where Salon qualify for a major tournament like this, and they happen for they don't qualify already before even the first round. Well, I would say before even the first round they don't, because Salon don't qualify even though they get one more game to play, but they've already qualified for the knockout stages. And this particular tournament, the winners and runners-up them and few more other of the team that really participate, they qualify for the World Cup under 20. So it is a very interesting thing for Sierra Leone. They go all the way for the very first time in the history of Sierra Leone football for make we enter a major tournament like this, and then all of a sudden we have qualified, not even completing the games that we don't play. So today, now Salon against South Africa. South Africa possibly don't do very well in the tournament. They say don't play 2 games. This they make an third game when they play at the tournament, and then they play against Salon. We don't win 2 games and draw 1. Quite unique, because again I put on some of my posts a couple of days ago whether is this true, is it really true or not true. Some people are thinking maybe it's not true, but it is true, it is real. That's yes, Sierra Leone has qualified with 1 game to play when I had the game they play today for go on the knockoff stages of the under 20 Caf tournaments where they qualify the winners, runners-up, and few more of the other countries them for go represent Africa now the under 20 World Cup. Very interesting match so far. Salon we all green. I realize say there is a new lineup for today's match. Either it's because they want to rest some of the players, or they realize say some players should have a run, and they want for make sure say everybody we go to the tournament at least participate at some point of the tournament. When I get for me, because sometimes maybe I go to cough one time while the program they go on. just for sure say I have to be here today. So if you're online and you're watching, the matches are actually being played live on YouTube. So basically, if you get your computer and host, don't forget for tuning into YouTube. They show the games them live. So I am watching live right now as I talk to now. And Sierra Leone is playing on their all green. We get the goalkeeper, we get in normal red today instead of the yellow we can normally wear. And Salon has been the team to watch for very many reasons. One, it's the first time they actually qualify for this tournament. Then I want 2, then be an underdogs, not expecting them to perform the way they have performed so far. For a team where don't qualify for the first time, but let not take for granted, because I believe say last tournament Sierra Leone knockouts Gambia, now the final I think where Gambia qualified. No, Sierra Leone knockouts actually Gambia, we don't qualify before, and not a team where you go just take lightly, because again like I say we were underestimated, and not just the competition organizers themselves. It's not just about CAF that underestimated the national team, but also the national team itself. Because when I say the national team itself, I am here today to say some certain things. There is something some people are not going to be very happy about, but it's just a fact. And some of them fact, then the fact says Salone, they go for play for the under-20 tournament in Egypt, and the NSA or whichever you call it, SLFA or government, not even ready for that. What do I mean by that? I listened and watched the press conference with them hold before the team actually left Salone. And it's just very, very disappointing for making officials them where they run football in Sierra Leone. They make them very clearly mandatory for say they did not budget for the under-20. Wow. This is not something that come up from the NSA representative. How can you have a tournament like this and you did not budget for it? Because they underestimated the boys that they will not qualify while the tournament was still up and running in Liberia, while in the phase for qualify. So you see the kind of problem we country get when it comes to certain things when they prioritize. But I don't blame the NSA representative, because again, I will go slightly further deep into what I want to say. When Salone play against not Egypt, but the game where they play before Egypt, Guinea-Bissau, or I think Guinea-Bissau, yes. When they play against Guinea-Bissau, against Egypt, the director of sports made it very clear whether that was deliberate recording or whether that was an accidental recording. I don't know, but there was an audio and video that came out from the press, not even press briefing, at the changing room of the national team. Say this now from the director of sport, Lawyer Brimer. He not really care what's in the happen at the under-20. And let's say the under-20 win the World Cup, because he don't know that's alone the national team, then at the priority and then for win. Wow, this is something coming from somebody where they run football as alone. Then they make them kind of statements, then and publicly too. And they don't really care about what's in the happen. Oh, Bashiru, if you're asking when the match is playing, the match is on right now. So if you get YouTube, now for log on to YouTube, because the match they play live right now as I speak, it's 11 minutes gone, and Sierra Leone they play from the left coming towards the right, and now Sierra Leone is in possession. But like I said today, it's not just about that was a good try, goalkeeper saved by South Africa, and the ball did at South Africa, and that was a good try by the captain. The captain don't do extremely well within the past couple of games than we Salone play. Well, they changed the team because hopefully they might have, they've already qualified. So for the fact that they don't qualify, they need to bring in players that haven't been featured in the game. And most of them players in some of them are European-based players. They really play London and other parts of Europe. So basically, it is good that they're bringing in those players now so that they're safe to go get the feel of the tournament. The good thing is Sierra Leone has already qualified, so they don't have nothing to lose. But we need to qualify with a high standard. That was a good save by the goalkeeper. South Africa has scored. South Africa has scored, and we are now trailing 1-0. South Africa is leading. Very unfortunate for the goalkeeper, and I think they even changed the goalkeeper. It's not the normal goalkeeper that we normally have. We should not take this game like a joke, even though we don't qualify, but we should qualify on the high and make sure, we take a top spot, because if we come second, we get for possibly then at the group of the knockout series with one of the other great nations, and we don't know much of their potential yet. So it is not a good sign for us to lose this match at all, by any means necessary. We should not lose this match. And that was a good shot by the South African striker, a massive good shot, back heel to him, and then it take in shots clearly straight goal, straight front of the goalkeeper. It was a slight deflection, but that should have been a save by the goalkeeper. I don't think that is it's a goal where you go complain about, well, the defense and everybody else played a role, but I think that was a straight shot right in front of the goalkeeper. He should have saved that one. But anyway, let's move on. So like I say, we are now trailing 1-0, and Asheni is the goal scorer for South Africa. And South Africa also stand huge chance for qualify, because they only don't play 2 games. This is the 3rd game, and they've won one of those matches, and then they lost to Egypt as the opener. Again, we saw Egypt play against Sierra Leone. We saw Egypt play against South Africa. It was not a very decisive match between Egypt and South Africa, because South Africa tries. South Africa's on the attack again once more. They are doing everything possible to break the elbows and bones of the Sierra Leone national team on the 20. And I believe the Shooting Stars should be able to do their best and make sure they do not conceive any more goal before the end of the first half. It's about 14 minutes gone so far. It's about 14 minutes gone so far, and we go lack for see a goal from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone has the potential to score, because in the first game where I watched them against look me to think again. The first game I watched, it was a draw against I forgot the country name, for God's sake. Anyway, they had a goalless draw and against Zambia, and that match was a very decisive match, because again Zambia did everything possible. Then they tried for check for see if the goal are offside, but I don't think it is offside. VAR check, I think the VAR check has been cleared. The goal has been given to South Africa. But that was a VAR check subconsciously. It was not by the referee's decision. It was just like a VAR check we then just do promptly, just because they were not too sure. So Sierra Leone is now trailing by 1-0 against South Africa. We also the second possibly chances to qualify, because they've got a game in hand. I don't know whether they are going to play their 4 games. This is their 3rd match so far. And we wait for see what will be the outcome of their match. So if you're watching the game, please continue to send us questions if you have questions to ask. And don't forget that we are live right now. We're just running commentary of the match, and the match is live on YouTube. And unfortunately, if it is on YouTube, it is a free match and everybody can afford to watch it. If you have, that's a second chance by South Africa. A brilliant save by the goalkeeper with his legs, and the ball goes out for a corner kick to South Africa. South Africa seems to be dominating the first few minutes of the game so far. We've just finished the first quarter of the first half, and that was a lovely cross by the South African striker winger, and a brilliant save by the Sierra Leone Shooting Stars goalkeeper Bangura. Well done. See what has been the outcome of the few matches them way. Sierra Leone is still defending in their own half, in their 18-yard box. A brilliant shot, and it goes over the post for a goal kick to Sierra Leone. So far so good. Sierra Leone, they struggle. We are trailing and we are second to the ball. We haven't performed our best so far. I don't know whether the team is reluctant about winning this match, but we should not, because it's good for us to have a clear record before we go into the knockout stages of this competition. But like I was saying previously, there is a lot that the country needs to take into account. A lot. Because tournament like this should not be something we should take lightly. Then same grown players they are, so really can play the 20. So if we nurture and look after them properly, they are going to be the ones playing for the national team. So if Leone Stars gets for benefits from this particular squad, it should be nice for the for the country, for paying more attention, not just to the national team, but also to the junior national team. And I'm very much disappointed, very, very disappointed for Yei, some of those two statements made by those two specific individuals, who I believe say now they are one of the two key stakeholders them for the running affairs of football in Sierra Leone. It's a shame. It's a pure shame for make you get somebody where they get present NSC. They talk boldly, proudly, conveniently, say they did not budget for the under-20, even though they know for say then they on this particular tournament. Budget for them. If they not qualify now, then yes, you can put the budget elsewhere. But you did not even budget for them, because you know for sure. You're 100% guarantee said they're not qualify about them. That's the mentality. We never get ourselves prepared. We don't get ourselves prepared at all. Well, Usman, with the play right now, we just don't go 1-0 down against South Africa. About 19 minutes gone. So if you have YouTube on your side, you can put your YouTube on and go to the CAF website on YouTube, on the CAF site on YouTube. the match is playing there live. So basically, Sierra Leone is trailing from 1-0, and we are still not yet comfortable with the ball. We are struggling, and this is a new lineup, but no excuse for the lineup. It's the same national team. The Shooting Star, they took about 27 players, and all those 27 players were registered, and based on the fact that they registered a couple of players early, so that they should have the privilege to register the rest of the players that were present or that are present in this particular tournament. So far so good. We don't have to worry much, but we still have to be worried because we don't know which draw we can get with the other teams that we don't qualify. I will do a quick run-up of those statistics later on as the game they play. So Sierra Leone is still holding on to the ball at the moment. We get the ball now, we just knock them around, but like I said, this is a new team, and this team does not seem to be colliding well with each other. We get a couple of struggle now the defense. We get a couple of struggle now the goal side, and we know 110% sure what is going to be the outcome of this particular match. It will be very nice if we win it. It will be very and extremely nice if we win it, because winning this match is going to put us on the top level of teams that we don't qualify for the very first time. For the under-20 AFCON, we will qualify for World Cup this summer. So again, let's wait and see what is going to happen with the national team. Shooting Stars, as they are trailing 1-0, they're in possession now. The ball is being crossed over to the left flank, and the captain is getting close to the ball right now. We are in the half of the South Africans, and what is it going to be with this one? We're not too sure. Again, back to the Sierra Leone player. Sierra Leone is now holding on to the ball. They don't seem they seem to be in a hurry, but I think they should calm down and don't fight too much, because again, there is a lot to lose, but there is not much to lose at this particular match because we've already qualified. So it would be nice if we have full control of the ball and make sure that we knock the ball around to give our players more confidence to hold on to it. If we lose to South Africa, it means it does not mean too bad, but it is still not good for records. We need to have a clean record before we go into the knockout stages. So when we get to meet countries like Morocco, countries like Nigeria, and the other countries that you might be thinking are not good enough, they are extremely good, and we have to be very mindful of meeting one of those countries, because when you play against your fellow West Africans, it's quite different from when you're playing against the Southern Hemisphere of Africa, which is more or less south and east. So this particular zone, we are the only strange nation within that zone. Is more or less full of countries from the COSAFA bloc, which involves South Africa, Tanzania, Zambia, and the rest. So it is very much unlikely for us to be in this group, and we get for perform to the best of our ability for make sure we come out of this group victorious. We should not allow any defeats from any of these countries. We did very well with Zambia. We won against Tanzania, and now we are trailing 1-0 against South Africa. South Africa has been one of the most dominant country in that particular block in terms of football, both for men and women, and they've been doing extremely well. Zambia has another very brilliant footballing side, and the female sides are extremely good. As far as I'm concerned, my opinion, the Zambian football female team is possibly the best in Africa. And I'm not saying it because I just want to say it is because I've watched them play, and I have seen the amount of quality players that they have produced over the past couple of years. They possibly have one of the best strikers and midfielders in the game, in the female game in Africa. So that is the advantage of the Southern Hemisphere of football, and I think so far so good. Sierra Leone is trailing by 1-0 against the Republic of South Africa on the 20 team where they play right now. Sierra Leone is in possession again, just halfway line of the midfield, and taking off the Sierra Leonean player, and now South Africa is in possession. That's a foul. That's a foul, and the foul has been given to South Africa just about 5 yards away from the center line. Sierra Leone is still trailing by 1-0. If you have any question, please send in your questions. If I can answer them, I will do, and if I can't answer them, I will send you a reference point. Like I said earlier on, it is rather unfortunate that I'm not in Egypt right now. Oh, that was a defensive blunder. A good save to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is messing around. That's a bad decision by the goalkeeper. He got saved by the day, and it was a throw. South Africa in possession again into our eights. Oh, that's a good save by the goalkeeper. The Sierra Leone goalkeeper seems to be picking up his form again with that kind of deflection. It was a slight deflection, I think, but I'm not 110% sure. But that goal was scored against him. Goes straight in front of his face, right in front of his face, and he should have either punched that one. Sierra Leone is on the attack right now in the half of South Africa. That's a cross. Oh, it goes right across to the other side of the pitch, and another cross again. And we've just been given a corner as we've gone 24 minutes of the first half gone, and Sierra Leone is still trailing by 1-0. It's rather unfortunate to get that sort of result right now, and I think we'll not be able to be in the position where we are. It is not a comfortable position, and we should try as much as possible to get ourselves out of it. Again, there's been a huge amount of supporters for Sierra Leone. I'm not noticing as Salomba and Bokuna Egypt, but yes, they are there supporting, wearing their green, white, and blue colors. The corner has been taken and punched out again by the goalkeeper. That's another good save by the goalkeeper for South Africa. Sierra Leone is trying their best to at least equalize before the end of the first half. So far, so good. 25 minutes gone, and the second corner has been taken consecutively by the Sierra Leone Shooting Stars, and the corner has been taken right into the 6-yard box, kicked out to the corner taker again. Is he going to do another second? No, he lost it to South Africa. And South Africa has been defending very well so far today, this afternoon. Well, this evening, I don't know whether it's sunny right now in Egypt, but yes, it's 7 o'clock in UK. I don't think it's the same time in Egypt. Yes, we're still running around chasing the ball. And when you look at the statistics of the Shooting Stars, you can actually tell that they've done extremely well over the past couple of weeks. Whilst this tournament is still ongoing, and we've already qualified, and we are definitely going to play the second stage of this competition. And like I said earlier on, we get problem, serious problem, and the problem we get is not small at all. Umar, you have to watch the match. The match is live on YouTube, so basically, if you want to watch it, you can watch it on YouTube, and there is no restrictions there, so I don't want us to have any issue with copyright, so that's why I'm giving you directions to watch the match directly from YouTube. So basically, there is no secret about it. You don't have to pay anything. It is not a pay-per-view. It's just the fact that we cannot stream it live on our platform because we don't have the right to do so. But yes, you can watch it live on YouTube when you go into the YouTube Caf channel. And we are now 27 minutes gone. Sierra Leone is still trailing. We'll spend about the last 2 minutes in the South Africa's half. And that's a good shot headed out again by the South African defense. Is he going to go for a throw? Yes, it's a throw in favor of Sierra Leone. Shooting Stars are doing well within the past 5 minutes. They've been trying very hard to close the gap and make sure that they equalize before the end of the first half. And so far, so good. We've been doing well. Ball possession, we still have it on. And we are not taking any chances. We shouldn't take any chances. We should try as much as possible to attack South Africa as much as we can. Like I said earlier on, Sierra Leone has scored 4 goals in the tournament, 5 goals in the tournament so far, and we've conceded 1. And I think we have the best record in the tournament. We have the best goal scoring record, and we've only conceded 1 goal. Apart from this one today, we've conceded 2 goals. Statistics can prove it right. Sierra Leone has conceded about 46 fouls against, and they have actually played about 42 fouls, which means they are really determined for this tournament, because a team that doesn't play foul on the offense definitely is a team that's not ready. They are not ready at all. Not ready at all. So definitely we are going to see what is going to happen. There's a South African player on the floor. I think it's a foul against him, or he's got a cut on his lip, and I think it looks very serious. They may have had some head clash. Oh yes, it's a head clash. It's a head clash. It's a head clash against a Sierra Leone defender, and he's got a cut on his lip. It looks very serious. Is he bleeding badly? No, it's not. I think he's taking care of it. I mean, football doctors are one of the fastest in the world, you know. One of the fastest doctors in the world. Even boxing, you cannot actually predict the rate at which football doctors can change the face of a player who possibly was be rolling like the Messi. Or no, not Messi, like Neymar. Can you imagine Neymar will roll for over 10 years and then he will get up like nothing has happened? That's the magic of football doctors. They can actually perform magic that you might not even think is possible. So far, so good. Sierra Leone is trailing, and it's 29 minutes gone of the first half. We've been struggling. We've been in possession of the ball within the past 5 to 10 minutes, and we're still trying to keep possession. We are in control of the match now. Our ball possession has increased compared to the way it was within the first 5 or 10 minutes of the match, and it just shows that the team is slowly settling down. This is a new lineup. It's not the same as the first 2 or first 3 matches that we've played. And there was a big kind of concern over the selection of players, why they were selected, who selected them, and who made the recommendations. Very interesting to know. And I remember a couple of years ago, I would say not a couple of years ago, I remember like 20 odd years plus ago, we were working on a project that was supposed to be bringing in players, Sierra Leone born players in the UK and possibly some parts of the diaspora, to be able to come and see how best we can convince them to represent their home. When I say their home, is a home of their parents. So their parental background, which is from Sierra Leone, and we were trying very hard, myself and John Sama. John Sama is one of the prominent Sierra Leonean ex-player who was a captain for the Zone 2 that we won, I think in Gambia, if I can remember. And he has made immense contribution in Sierra Leone football. So definitely is one to watch. Maybe you don't know, he might form his own team soon. I'm just joking. I don't know. I get the talking about. But John has made serious contribution in Sierra Leone football. He has played on club level. Of course, you know the Samas there now that then get Port Authority. Nwasina then get Port Authority. The entire Sama family has played football and they have represented Port Authority, which is in the eastern parts of Sierra Leone. And the good thing is, it's like a family dynasty, just like the Kalongs. But with the Kalongs, they switch allegiance. They've played for various different clubs. So basically, it's not like the Sama. That's a good save by the goalkeeper. And it goes out for a corner. That's a good defender. Well done. I think that's Kanu. Kanu actually cleared that ball out. South Africa don't attack that much, but whenever they do, it is very dangerous. That was a good save. That was a massive good save. Fingertips by the goalkeeper and cleared out by Kanu. Kanu is a 25 player. I think he plays in London, I think. I'll check that statistic later on, but I think Sierra Leone has cleared that out of their 18-yard box, and now they are counter-attacking, and they are doing it on the left wing. 1-on-1, no, this is 1-on-4. You have one Sierra Leonean winger and 3 South African defenders chasing him down. South Africans are not taking this game lightly because they've seen the way the Shooting Stars has performed within their first 3 games, and they know for sure they should not be taken it lightly at all. Even when you watch the comments made on YouTube, on the Caf channel before the match kicked off, you can actually see that South Africans are very much not happy the way they are supposed to be coming to play against the Shooting Stars. Because the Shooting Stars have proven to the tournament that they can score goals and they can be very strong in their defense. You cannot just score goals against them. And now it's a corner kick from Sierra Leone. It's straight headed to the goalkeeper. And is a possible, not easy save, but it's a possible save by the South African goalkeeper. And we are trying, we've hit the target a couple of times, and we are now chasing to at least score a goal. That's a clean header. I would not say a free header, but it's a clean header. And again, if it was in the Premiership, they would tell you to head the ball on the ground so that it will bounce off. South Africa's on the attack again once more, like I said. That's some massive shots. And it goes over for a corner kick. Well, good save by the Sierra Leone goalkeeper. And Ashil have given us a lot of tough time today, and he's taking all his chances to shoot from a distance. He may have realized the goalkeeper might not be good enough for a stop shotter, but I think He's doing all his best today. It's a corner kick, and it goes all the way over to the other side of the 18-yard box of the Sierra Leone defense, and it goes out for a throw to Sierra Leone. Quickly taken by the defender. Back again to him. Is it going to be a clear out into the half? Yes, they are knocking it around from one player to the other. A long shot again to the central defender of the Sierra Leone Shooting Stars. A long pass right over the heads of South African defense, straight in the hands of the goalkeeper for a goal kick. Sierra Leone is trailing by 1-0. Scored by the South African number 9 player, who has registered a second goal against the Shooting Stars of Sierra Leone. Again, like I said earlier on, the football authorities of Sierra Leone are really, well, I will not say they're really not serious, but they are jokers sometimes. Because when I say they are jokers, I am talking directly on a one-on-one. No! An uneasy touch by Mohamed. Unlucky for him. That was one of the clearest chances we've had so far. And he goes out for a corner kick. Unlucky Mohamed, the captain. I think it was an uneasy touch, second touch for him. And the ball goes a couple of steps away and tackled by the South African defender. That was one of the clearest chances that we've got so far. It could have been an equalizer. Corner kick has been taken, headed out by the South African defense. Back again to our wing back. Is he going to do a one-on-one? Yes. Put it back to the back and take it back if you can. Don't take it back to the goalkeeper. Push it as far as you can. Back again to Mohamed in the corner. What is he going to do this time? Another cross. Very low. Cleared out again by South Africa. Sierra Leone is still in possession. It's a quick one-on-one on the corner flank. What is going to happen now? Again, Sierra Leone is still in possession of shots, and it goes wide. Wide to the corner. And it goes out for a goal kick to South Africa. No, Mohamed. I going to say the defender well ban. No, Mohamed. We can't remove the goalkeeper because you think he's not good enough. He's good enough, man. He's very good enough. And again, the defenders are good enough. Again, like I said earlier on, is a whole squad. A squad of 27 players, and every single one of them should play their role in this particular tournament. So, yes, it is an opportunity being given to some of the ones that haven't started within the first 3 matches that we've played so far. And it's like a resting time. When I said resting time, you need to rest some of the players and bring in new ones. I know for sure that we don't have to worry too much about qualification, but we have already qualified. But the one thing that I'm not really sure of is the fact that we might be drawn with some of the senior sides of the tournament, which I think might not be a good thing for us. But again, as you know right now, we've been choosing as an underdog, but we have performed extremely well. And that has given us the edge to go into the knockout stages of this tournament when we use our first 11. But like I said earlier on, the Shooting Stars team selection has been very crucial and very interesting, because what we have had in the past couple of weeks or months before the tournament, the Shooting Stars have relied on the home-based players, and kudos to them. They did extremely well to make sure that they qualified, and for the fact that they've made their qualifications. And again, I listened to the press conference. Possibly a handful of the players that made it to the qualification did not make the final team selection to the tournament. And when asked by the coach, he mentioned the fact that it's the first come first serve, and based on your performance with the clubs or the teams that you're playing with will determine whether you will be selected for the final selection of the tournament. So that's why some of the players were not able to make it to the final squad to go into the tournament. So that is a very crucial decision made by the coach. The coach has done everything possible in his own power to make sure that he made his best selection. But know what happens in Sierra Leone? Maybe that was his best selection. But he made mention of recommendations. And that is one thing you don't take lightly. When they make recommendations, it stands a long way in Sierra Leone. Recommendations in Sierra Leone don't go unnoticed. Definitely not. you have to notice those recommendations, because otherwise it might cost you your job, it might cost you your position, it might cost you your livelihood. So when the coach mentioned the fact that recommendations were made for some players to be selected, it gives some news vendors an amount of eyebrows coming out thinking, okay, who made these recommendations? And who made the recommendations for the foreign-based players to be chosen? Because like I said, whenever you hear a recommendation in Sierra Leone, it's always like, how do you call him again? You get the way, powers from above. Powers from above are always the ones making recommendations. So we don't know whether some of these recommendations were made by powers from above. But if that's the case, okay, we don't know. But if that's not the case, kudos to the manager for the team selection. But I also believe in what he said, wherein most of the players that were selected, for the tournament are players who actually qualified the team into the tournament. So they have to prove themselves again. And if you have used possibly 90% of home-based players to go through the entire tournament, then I see no reason why you should bring in a full-blown foreign-based players that possibly haven't played together, that possibly haven't got any experience within the national team side to be represented in the fullest. So I see his point in that angle. So I will not blame him much on that, because again, like I said, his decision was a wise one, and I think I respect that decision. Only if the decision is based in his own criteria of team selection based on merits. But as we know in Sierra Leone, not everything is based on merit anyway, so we don't have to dwell much on that. Like I said, it's 41 minutes gone of the first half, and we are still seeing Sierra Leone trailing by 1-0 by South Africa. And Sierra Leone has had a couple of chances, but not direct chances. South Africa has also had a couple of 1-1, not 1-1, couple of chances, and they took the only chance they had, and the few chances they've got either may have gone wide or saved by the Sierra Leone Shooting Stars goalkeeper. So if you have any comments while I'm talking, please send in your comments, and I will be able to answer some of them if I can, and some of the other comments I may not be able to answer, but if at all I can answer them, I will surely give you a positive answer towards the questions that you might be asking. So I want to say thank you too for watching. Thank you also for watching. If you're watching from YouTube, and if you're watching from Facebook, it's a pleasure to have you all here tonight as Sierra Leone is going head to head against South Africa, who is possibly going to finish second behind Sierra Leone for the tournament. So just bear in mind that we are still here, and we are still covering the match live as we are running commentary while the match is playing. The match is playing on YouTube, and it's only 42 minutes gone of the first half, and South Africa seems to be very much pleased with the results so far, while Sierra Leone, the bench is still not comfortable. The bench is coming up and down. The bench is not warm enough. The bench can be very cold right now, but we will see what happens. The Sierra Leone goalkeeper has to be very careful. He seems to be messing around at the back, and he has to be very careful of not making any kind of mistake or error that will cause him another goal. So far, so good. He has done well. He has made some possible saves, and he has tried his best to keep the goal line as it is, with the possible save that he made within the past 10 minutes of the game. South Africa has been issued a yellow card by a foul by Small Obre. Small Obre is on the pitch, and I think he is doing extremely well. He looks very young, and this is his first time representing Sierra Leone in a major tournament. He's been recalled a couple of times. I saw this boy play in the UK. We used to work with them. I will not say we used to manage them. No, we didn't manage them. We used to work with them, and they were like a bunch of Sierra Leonean young boys within the age of 15 to 17 that we were looking at to be represented at this particular stage. But unfortunately, Salomon can be too greedy. But I need another talk for that discussion. And when we become greedy as a nation, we don't really get to do the best that we should be doing as a nation. That's not the one big problem we always get. Sierra Leoneans like to do things on their own. They don't like to collaborate. They like to do the one-man show. And the one-man show is not going to take us anywhere as a nation. Because if we were looking at this as a good cross, and it goes across for a goal kick in favor of South Africa. And if we were looking at things that we just taken for granted, for example, everybody want for run the one-man show, then where are we taking Sierra Leone? We're not taking Sierra Leone anywhere, other than just doing the wrong thing. So the 45 minutes of the first half is over, and we have 2 minutes extra time to be added to it, and Sierra Leone is chasing the game by 1-0, scored by the number one player, who has also threatened the goalpost several times within the past 10 minutes of the match. So basically, Sierra Leone has played another foul against South Africa, and we are now seeing the South African number 15 on the floor rolling. Like I said, football doctors are the fastest. Can you imagine how fast they can treat a player that will roll for 10 yards, and all of a sudden he'll be back on the pitch playing like nothing happens? That's a miracle. That's a very good miracle, but at least they can do it. So basically, the first half is almost finished. About a minute more to go for the referee's whistle to go, as Sierra Leone is chasing by 1-0 against South Africa, who is definitely going to finish second, maybe, on that particular group. When the first half finished, I'll give some quick statistics about the match and about the table lineup and about some of the players representing Sierra Leone and other nations. So if you have any questions, please throw in your question and I will be able to answer some of them, as long as they are not political and they are not questions that will, I don't forget to go say for they are not questions that will be personal. I don't do personal, I do national. So if you have a personal question that has to do with a personal individual or personal stuff, I will not answer you. I will refer you to that individual yourself, and that individual might give you the answers that you possibly need. So the first half whistle is gone. Sierra Leone is going to regroup now and come back strong, as we are trailing by 1-0 against South Africa. South Africa has won one match against Tanzania. They lost to Egypt, and they are now winning here, as Sierra Leone has won 2 matches. They beat South Africa, they beat Tanzania 1-0 and beat Egypt 4-1. So we basically have 7 points on our table, and we are now going into this match with 7 points, while South Africa has 4 points. So if South Africa win this match against us, we are possibly still going to be on top with a goal difference. So we don't want that to happen even, because again, we don't want to be second on this group, because we don't want to be faced with the defending champion, who is a little bit struggling within this tournament, because when you look at the Senegalese team so far, they haven't been able to win their matches decisively. They've been struggling at some points, and that struggling is basically due to the fact that they are in a different zone, and that zone is possibly the most challenging zone that have the likes of Morocco and a few more other countries. So let's go back to the table understandings. On the table, we have on Group A, before this match, Sierra Leone is on top with 7 points. Zambia is next with 5 points. You have Egypt with 4 points, South Africa with 3, and then Tanzania with 0 points. So there is going to be a very strong tussle between South Africa, Zambia, and Egypt. Zambia just won their match today, and they beat Tanzania by 1-0 at the 11th hour of the extra time. So that may have pushed them to the second position, which they are standing on right now. And they've played 3 matches. They won one, and they've drawn 1, and then they've lost 1, I think. Did they lose 1? Yes, they played 3 matches, they win 1, they draw 2, and they haven't lost a match at all. So basically, they had a draw against Sierra Leone, and I think they had a draw against Egypt or South Africa, I'm not too sure. But that's the table as it is right now in Group A. Group A, Sierra Leone is still leading with 7 points, while Zambia is on second with 5 points, and you have Egypt and you have South Africa. Tanzania hasn't registered no points at all. In Group B, you have Morocco, Nigeria, Tunisia, and Kenya. And Morocco is leading that group with 4 points. Nigeria is second with 4 points. I think there's a goal difference or goal difference aggregate. Morocco had 3 goals for. That is why they are leading that group. Tunisia is in third with 3 points. And Kenya has registered no points at all. They both play 2 games each, and they're possibly going to play 1 more games to go. And that is their own table score line. In Group C, you have DR Congo, who is leading with 4 points. Ghana, again with 4 points. Senegal, who is the defending champion, they're struggling there with a point. You have Central African Republic, who also have a point. That group is a very crucial group, Group C, because the way Group C looks now is like they've got 2 teams with 4 points each and 2 teams with 1 point each. So that's a very crucial group, and I don't know what will be the outcome before they go into the knockout stages. Again, like I said, Senegal has been the defending champion, but their performance hasn't been great so far. They seems to be struggling a lot. And now you have the 3rd place ranking so far. You have Egypt, who's got 4 points, Tunisia 3, and Senegal with a point. So it is a massive blow to all the teams standing right now. And as you can see, it is going to be not a disaster for Sierra Leone. It is going to be a challenge for Sierra Leone. And the knockout stages are going to be kicking off from Monday the 12th. And to be confirmed. We don't know who we're going to be playing with yet, but I think it might be the runner-up in group. Let me see. It might be the runner-up in Group B or the runner-up. Yeah, it might be the runner-up in Group B, and then the winner in Group B will play the runner-up in Group A, and then the winner in Group C might play the runner-up in Group B. I'm not too sure, but definitely the way things stands right now, we are the first nation that are automatically qualified. So that's a good sign. And again, if that's been a good sign, then we should be able to say kudos to the boys. They've done extremely well. And we're going to also say kudos to the coach. The coach is a very cool guy. He doesn't seem to be like somebody who is desperate to talk. It doesn't seem like somebody who is very anxious to possibly face the media. He's a cool guy. He does his work on the pitch. He doesn't say much. And even when he's talking to the players, you can actually tell that he's somebody who's very calm. I mean, he has been with the team for a long time now, and he's been with them, I think, since under 17 or under 18 or so. So he don't go with them over there. So he knows their potential very well. He knows their ability. He knows what they are capable of doing. He knows their strengths. He knows their weaknesses. And he's been working with them almost for like 4 years. So imagine how much will you go sabi them over there. Then you can't get people away, suppose, for the responsible for the body. They can't tell you story the way you know go definitely one for you. How can you have a national team, shooting stars, going into a tournament, qualifying series of the tournament, and you're putting a budget together for football. Government budget, not so you budget, so now government budgets. For say by now you budget, now you money, now you get for know how you spend them. No, this now government money. And that government money they now for the responsibility of the government for look after sports in Sierra Leone. They not just say football, they say sports in Sierra Leone. We they make too much noise about grassroots football. We for do grassroots football. We need to do grassroots football. Now we get an opportunity for like we qualify within this grassroots football. They make too much noise about, and we spend nothing on it. How you want for like grassroots football improve? How? Where the authorities they were responsible for make grassroots football improve, not see say it necessary for make them budget for the under 20, where suppose for the play qualifying series for go for the under 20 World Cup. That just shows how, I will not say even reckless, how mad they are. Because you know they expect team they can play qualifying series, they you know they expect say you for budget for them because you sure see they need to qualify, so you need the budget for them. Oh no budget for under 20. That might be the discussion. No budget for under 20. Why? Everybody not get for qualifiable. That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. Everybody not get for qualify. No budget for them. Not all you money. Why we not budget for them? Because we want find way how for all this money put it on our own pockets there. So we go here's a big budget for the national team. Then we have to now all in. So maybe that $50,000 or $100,000 or whatever amount $1,000 we go budget for the under 20. We not go budget for it again because we go put it on our own pockets. I know Arun, Shooting Stars are not playing so their best performance, but again, like I said, is a new selection, is a brand not brand new team, but the selection is not the same as the first 3 matches. But again, it's good because we need to know the potential of all the players that have been invited to take part in this tournament. Every player has a potential in this particular tournament. That's why they're all representing. They have been proven that they should be here. That's why they're there. So basically, I agree with you, say they are not doing very well, but I think they have performed extremely well so far. They only not get opportunity yet for score, but they've made a couple of chances and they're doing everything possible to at least score a goal. And I think this is a team that can score goals. So I don't have any doubts in them at all in scoring goals. Again, when things get tough, they know how to change things around. So let's just watch and see what the second half is going to be like. But so far, so good. I still talk about some of the issues there. So we officially affect salon football. We make people they know they're able for calm and give them full-blown support, because you have the ones on the top who are acting like they have control over what should be spent, where, how, and when. And it's totally wrong. Because for as long as you have Shooting Stars, after the Leone Stars, the next priority is Shooting Stars. After Shooting Stars, you now get maybe under 17 or under 19. Yes. But after Leone Stars, the next priority for football in Sierra Leone is Shooting Stars. And you put a budget together for the whole season, and you not put a budget together for the Shooting Stars? Why? Are you just saying the Shooting Stars should not have a budget? They need to play friendlies. How do you get the boys to come together to be able to train? How do you get them to come together to be able to actually hang out and make sure, say, them bond together? How? Do you invite them to play small tournaments within the Wafu region? Do you encourage them to play tournaments against other clubs that will possibly get under 20? So for letting no budget for themselves for the season is a disgrace. That alone itself is a disgrace, because that means there is no concession for the coach, there is no concession for the squad, for the backroom staff. So they just go and sit down and wait until there is a tournament arising, then they start for calling. How dare can you think like that? And you are the guys responsible for the running of football in Sierra Leone. And you know budget for the shooting stars. And then they on a competition already for qualify for the under 20. Waiting for carry them go to the World Cup. If they actually went through all the process of winning their matches, which the boys are doing. And you know if we got back, after you know budget for shooting stars, you come back and talk, say, oh, we get for go. Can you imagine? Oh, we have to go to the tournament because we get for begin our thing. Who say we defend money? We. Who say we come out from this? Who say we come out from this? Who say we come out? Okay, you have a house. You don't budget for your house. And then your house has been invited to go and visit the king. And then you begin budget for yourself now. Say, oh, well, okay, I get for the money when I go feno. But you had an opportunity to put together a budget for your house. And you decide not to. Why? Because you feel to say your house not good enough. They will not call your house to go and represent because your house not good enough. Ah, well, me also not get better people that will get credibility for make them call them, for let them go visit the king. And then surprisingly, then choose your house. Then now you go fetch for friend money. You don't fetch for money. You don't fetch for friend money for make your house go. You fetch for friend money for make you and your house go. Where you know they not believe in your house in the first place. None at all. So that's the kind of nation we have as a country, Sierra Leone, where the people where they lead don't even care. They don't even want for no. They don't have a priority on their desk for make sure say them budget for the shooting stars. Then when the boys manage to qualify, una come back, una can sit them on top their glory. How? Una make una self priority. So outside them if I don't spend maybe 10,000 on the players them, then they cut another 5,000. Why? Because una so-called officials then now we not ever think say the country they qualify for go the tournament, don't put themselves in. Because they want for each span the money. They want for each span the per diem. They want for each span the match money. They want for each span the representation. Now, would they fly? Oh, we get for fly with Ethiopian Airlines. But if we have been go Ivory Coast when I've been the initial platform where the tournament may for be hosted, we have been decide for make someone the bubble and go with coach for go Ivory Coast for God's sake. We expect them for travel by coach. Oh, some of them go transit go here, some of them go transit go under. But I come back to that. The second half have just started. Sierra Leone is attacking again from the right to the left, and we have made two changes. Gandhi has come in, and Mr. Ba is supposed to be in as well. So don't make two vital change. We mean say Salon ready for business right now, and the business already for now because we want for can equalize and possibly get a winning on this particular match. We will play against South Africa. South Africa players are not begin for them, and we know what the African game is like. As soon as you're leading and you're about to clinch victory, that's the time everybody falls on the floor thinking that they are injured. It's only 45 minutes of the first half finish, and we've just started off the second half. It's only less than a minute, and players are already falling on the floor. Huh, interesting. Sierra Leone is now on the attack. They finished the first half, and that's how they are starting up the second half. Then they attack full blown. Well, they haven't made any changes in the goal. The same goalkeeper is in goal, but Salondo make two vital changes. One Gandhi, and then one Mr. Ba. I think I saw him warming up. So basically, yes, I saw Gandhi coming in. Maybe Mr. Ba not coming inside. Well, I'll just check and see whether he's on the pitch right now. I'm not too sure, but Gandhi, of course, I saw Gandhi's on the attack right now. Oh, saved by the South African defense, and they're still having on to the ball. They're holding on to it, still in their half, knocking it around. Sierra Leone is definitely ready for this, and they are attacking to the fullest. South Africa is now on the attack once more. 1v1. Don't allow him to shoot. Good save by the goalkeeper. straight in the arms of the Sierra Leone Shooting Stars goalkeeper. That's a brilliant save. Sierra Leone seems to be in a hurry right now as they are in full control of the game. Their possession has been extremely good so far in this tournament, and I'm quite impressed with the boys. The kind of confidence we then get for knock the ball around has been really great. It's a shame that I'm not there in person. I know, for the Egypt right now, they cover this match live at the touchline, but at the end of the day, I have to look after myself. My health comes first, and you don't want to take those chances. You know, nothing like a man going also not take chance for go to go sick. Because that it's not funny at all. But I'm quite surprised as many people with this particular tournament. I'm surprised at so many people. But again, that's another discussion for another day. But I will not say nothing until the tournament is finished. Because at the end of the day, people have to be... Okay, I don't know what the right word for you. So I have to be very mindful of some of the words they were going for say right now. Maybe just about me. I'm not scared, but just about maybe. I don't want to get some people maybe thinking why T-Body say that. But sometimes you have to be really realistic about some of the things that you say. And for tournament like this playing, and there are certain individuals that are not present, certain individuals are present, it's like a shock to me. But anyway, that's another discussion for another day. As Sierra Leone is still trailing by 1-0. South Africa is building on their defense. That's a long pass, and it goes straight into the hands of the Sierra Leone Shooting Stars goalkeeper, and he knocks it low to the defender, and the defender is knocking it around. So you don't have confidence with the ball, like I said earlier on. They are not in any hurry, but they have to be very mindful for loose ends. So that's a good tackle. Those loose ends can cause us a goal, and we don't want that to happen right now. So as much as we are trailing, we should not concede another goal, and that will give us a massive challenge to possibly equalize and maybe find a winner. And if we have 2 goals to equalize, it will be like a massive hill to climb. South Africans will just sit back and don't do nothing about it anymore because they will be relaxed thinking they've won the match. So we have to be very careful not to concede another goal. Leone Stars, Shooting Stars is doing very well. Smaller Bray is doing his best. He's done so well so far. And I haven't seen the other Arsenal prodigy, but so far so good. The one that is on the pitch is doing extremely well. I think these boys need to be given some chances to play and perform and deliver. To bring a player on the pitch for 15-20 minutes, yes, it's good enough, but I think we should give them more time, more playing time. Sierra Leone now 1v1 in the 18-yard box of South Africa. Is a corner. A corner kick being given to Sierra Leone. It's just about 5 minutes of the first half, second half gone. And Sierra Leone's, the Italians say now they mean business. And the business they mean is to get an equalizer and get a winning goal. So far so good. We are trailing by 1-0. And Gandhi don't come in. Like I said, Gandhi is there. I haven't seen Ba maybe just warm up and he goes back on the bench. That's a straight corner kick to the first post, headed out by the South African defense again for another corner. This must be the 7th or 8th corner of the Shooting Stars of Sierra Leone. And the corner has been taken again closer today, and it goes out for a goal kick to South Africa. That was a very good corner right across the 6-yard box of the South African defense, and it goes out by nobody touching it for a goal kick to South Africa. Like I said earlier on, Salonga for do all things possible for make sure they equalize within the next 10 minutes or the next 15 minutes of this half, so then we'll be able to get confidence for build on that and then find a winning goal. South African players are going to be falling down within the next 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, right up to the end of the second half. Because, again, this is Africa. African football is always like that. The one they really big one you do, that the same thing this morning you do. You know, they change at all. Listen, not for waste time. If you waste 1 minute on a match, it's very important. Because inside 1 minute, you can score 2 goals. Trust me. Inside 1 minute, you can score 2 goals. Just like we see when he scored 2 goals inside 3 minutes against Egypt. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Sierra Leone is still on the attack. Now that's a short pass. That's what you call a killer pass. And then called broke foot pass. Where they pass the pass, make sure so the pass they in front of the player. Not so that hospital pass, then they wait for see the bars they come. And then the ball back there. In between the bars and the ball, what do? You put your foot there, it broke. You not put your foot there, it causes you goal. So those are the risks for those hospital pass. And then they will call hospital pass because if you attempt them, pass then can you go hospital. You know what, for me that happen right now because again, we want for go all the way in this tournament, just like we don't start so. Let them also prove the country wrong. They get for prove the country wrong, say, when I get for believe in we. When we they participate and then qualifiers there, when for believe say we are highly capable and we can deliver and we can do it. Don't just take us for granted. Not take me for granted. Younger breaded Sky don't do very well so far. No, not so younger bread. This is the Arsenal prodigy, sorry. Anna Kamara. He don't do well so far. Again, he has not been given any chance so far. They don't lock him every angle. Well, would they expect a lot from him? But again, this African tournament is not the European game. It's quite different. We want to see how European African-based players then they struggle somehow when they go for go represent them, country them, outside and come out in any African tournament. We see how they play now the Nations Cup itself, the big one, and when they go to the big one, we see how they struggle as these are like senior players. We sometimes born at the diaspora but choose to go represent the country of birth of their parents. And we don't see how they struggle. So it's no surprise for Kamara for making himself can't feel like I'm pain day. Because African football, all the same football they play, Arsenal, different bra. Because African man they kick you first, you know, the referee they blow foul. Yeah, when you put your bad self up, you shin a foul. That's not the African game. The African game, the basking can possibly get up to you shin, or you no, I'm not gonna say they can up to your knee. No, that would be too dangerous. But yes, it can come up small. It can pass you ankle definitely, because then ankle when you referee the blow. So it's different. The contacts, the physical contact you have in the African game is not the same as the European game, because in the European game, the slightest contact you make is a foul. Why? That's a one-to-one good try. What is it gonna happen? Pass the ball. Oh, hit the defenders and it goes out for a throw in favor of the Shooting Stars. Come on, Kamara Mohammed. You guys have to do everything possible. We need an equalizer now. We need an equalizer. Definitely we do need one. For twist and turn with the ball, yes, it makes sense, but as a foul, a free kick being awarded to Leone Shooting Stars, and it's going to be taken in a minute or two, and a yellow card being awarded to the South African number 7. That's a dangerous tackle. But I mean, the man they play for in the game card in company, they can't clap for him back, say well done. Can you imagine? So this game not quite for a big light game for Shooting Stars. So they go very hard on them. Very, very hard on them. And again, they went very hard for the captain Mohammed, and the way how they tackle him, that's a dangerous tackle. But instead for no for say all eyes will be on him. He's been the star man of this tournament so far. He's the highest goal scorer with 3 goals, and they're not going to see him lightly at all. He came in as the highest goal scorer, joint highest goal scorer for the qualifiers, and it means he has potential to score goals. I don't know, but I say some club in America don't sign him on loan. I don't know. That they not to confirm source. I just saw the brief flash announcements, but I am not 110% sure. But I say some club in America don't sign him on loan. Well, if that's the case, then well done. Well done and kudos to him, because his performance so far in the tournament has been great, and Then they show the Sierra Leonean supporters them that they stand. So maybe that they see that they stand. They see better man themselves must know how they may be in the support. In the support, the man ain't got the bogu talk. They do nothing for support. They just know when I was they drink tea, eat bread, and talk bogu talk. Do man in the support then in the support. Now the normal they see they make the noise. Now in the whole vuvuzela for blow. The man they do jack. So don't know about bogu talk. So far, again, if we haven't seen the performance of the shooting stars, a free kick being taken, let's just focus on the free kick quickly. Direct shots. Oh, it's a good save by the goalkeeper. He goes out for a corner in favor of Sierra Leone. This is possibly the 10th corner of the Leone Stars, the shooting stars right now, and they don't put South Africa under serious pressure. Serious pressure. I remember when I was in Ivory Coast a couple of months ago. Oh, that's a header again. It comes out of the 18-yard box of South Africa. Across into the deep. One. Yes! No! That's a definitely miss, man. Come on. Shooting stars. Unlucky, Bangura. Unlucky. Better luck next time, but that was a possible header. A free header in the 6-yard box, and it goes wide. That was a free header in the 6-yard box, and it goes wide. Unlucky. It didn't come. It will come. It's slowly coming, and it will come. Sierra Leone has proven why they have been a dominant force in this tournament. Since the beginning of the second half, it's been one-sided by the shooting stars. They've been attacking from all angles of the pitch, and you can actually see why they've been a dominant force in this tournament. They've actually proven to be a dominant force in this tournament, and that's exactly what they are doing right now against South Africa. South Africa is just playing on the counter, and now they are attacking. Where's the goalkeeper? No! A massive goalkeeping blunder by Sierra Leone. That's a massive goalkeeping blunder for the second time in a row. A massive goalkeeping blunder. And the second chances that South Africa has got, they have taken it on board. And they have taken it very strongly. So Sierra Leone is now trailing by 2-0. And that is not a good sign at all. That is not a good sign. And that is not a good sign. The goalkeeper should have come out of his post as early as possible, but he stayed there, and by the time he came out, it was too late. That's a bad goalkeeping decision made by the Sierra Leonean goalkeeper, and he has conceived 2 goals just within the first 15 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes of the second half. That's a decisive one-on-one. And Sierra Leone is trailing by 2-0. And the second goal was scored by the South African captain, who wears the number 3 jersey. That is not a good sign for Sierra Leone. 60 minutes gone. Only 30 more minutes to play for, plus extra time being added to it. And the shooting stars are trailing by 2-0 against, I don't know how they call the South African under 20. I know the national team is called Bafana. I will find out what the under 20 is called. But so far, we still have ball possession more than them. So like I said earlier on, the first 15 minutes of the second half was in total control of the Sierra Leone national team. And now all of a sudden, we've lost that rhythm. And the rhythm hasn't been taken over completely by the South African under 20. But we are still pushing very hard to be able to do something about it. So far, so good. We need to communicate very well. And we seem to be clashing against each other on the pitch, and we have to be able to be very decisive with our decisions. So yeah, This tournament is not going to be easy, and like I said earlier on, it's just the first stage of it, and we get to see exactly how the team get to perform after this first leg. I mean, when I say first leg, after this first run of the tournament, as we are going into the knockout stages, we have to be very serious about it, because the next stage is the quarterfinals. And after the quarterfinals is the semis. So we only have 2 more games to the final. Only 2 more games to the final. And those 2 games should be final for us, apart from the final itself. So that's how serious we should be about this competition. At the moment, we have I will not call it the second team. We have a second group of players. Oh, that's a shot that goes right across the goal post. And it goes out for a goal kick in favor of South Africa. We are still losing. We are losing now. I'm not saying we are losing badly, but we are losing. And we are trailing by 2-0. And that was a good shot. A low drive across the goalkeeper's second end of the post, and it goes right for a goal kick in favor of South Africa. Like I said earlier on, South Africa is very dangerous when they're counter-attacking, because for every counter-attack for them looks like a decisive goal. And so far, so good. They have done it. They've got 2 definite attacks, and those 2 attacks have been converted into 2 goals for them. And they've got a couple of shots on target, saved by the goalkeeper. But I think, my opinion, is a bad goalkeeping decision. I might not be correct, but I think the goalkeeper came out very late for that ball. He should have been out earlier, because he saw the crosses coming out and he stayed in his 6-yard box. Before he gets to the ball, the player was already there and he lost the tackle. The player put him on one side of the pitch and he goes to the other side and he just tapped it into the goal. And we have to be very careful not to concede many goals in this particular match. Otherwise, we will not finish. Well, we will finish on top, but we don't want to finish on top with a huge goal difference that will make us. South Africa has now had 3 goals in their favor, while Sierra Leone have 5 goals in their favor. So we're still leading. Even if we lost the match to South Africa, we'll still finish on top with a goal difference of 2 so far. South Africa will have to do everything possible. Again, they are trying every shot. And like I said, put it out for a goal kick. We have a player down, so that the referee can pay attention to the Sierra Leone player that is rolling on the floor. Oh yeah, I think that is Ba. He came on earlier on. I was not too sure whether I was on the pitch. Yes, that's Ba, number 8, the penalty scorer. And he's just been bullied over a ball. And that was a stamp on his head, on his calf. That's why I think he's rolling over and over and over. So far, so good. We are trailing by 2-0. And the Shooting Stars have to do very well within the next 25 minutes of the match. Otherwise, we are going to find it very difficult to go into the second stage of the competition. You don't want to concede many goals, because you don't want the other teams to be thinking you can be, or there is a gap in your defense, or there is a gap in your goal, even though we don't have the number 1 goalkeeper on the pitch. But still, we should not take things lightly at all, because at the end of the day, that's why we registered 27 players. We've got 2 players on the bench trying to come on pitch, and we're making 2 positive changes so far, and we're looking forward to those 2 changes, as we've just played 66 minutes of the whole match being played. And we cannot wait to see us scoring a goal and possibly equalize. And maybe if we have a draw on this match, it will be a very good record for the national side. So far, so good. there has been a couple of not just defensive blunders, but goalkeeping blunders that we have to take seriously. And when I say we have to take it seriously, this is the tournament. Anything can happen. God forbid. We're now making 2 changes. Fona is about to come in. And the number 2 guy for Sierra Leone is going out. Twice being replaced by Fona, number 19. And another change is by Bangura is out. And then Kabia is replacing Dumbuya. So far we've made 2 changes. And if you can now see, we're now building onto the official starting lineup that have started this tournament initially. And we have 1 or 2 players that may have been on the second team or on the third team, but we now have almost complete side of the first team selection. Apart from the goalkeeper and apart from 1 or 2 more players who are not present in this particular match so far. And we seems to be in control of the match so far, and we're still not really able to score a goal. So far so good. We are trailing by 2-0, and that's a drift on the left flank by Kamara, headed out into the 6-yard box of South Africa, and yes, we've scored a goal. Like I said, we are capable of scoring goals, and we just did. I said it, we've done it, and it is happening. It's 2-1 down. Again scored. Is it the man himself that scored the goal? I am not sure. Yes, he is the man himself, the captain that scored the goals. No, he now has. That was a good goal. He did the same with Egypt, and he has done the same again with South Africa. As a careless goal scored. It's not a careless goal, but it's a careless goalkeeping again, I would say, by the South African goalkeeper. You cannot allow a goal being scored in your near post. That should be a safe haven. And we are still on the attack. It's just like we've just changed the gear. The pedal has increased, and Sierra Leone has changed the momentum of the game by scoring a goal. And we are trailing by 2-1, and it seems like we are leading the bunch of all the goal scorers in the tournament so far, as we have heard. No, you can't go off. You can't do that. You can't do that. I need to have my technical man here to come quickly and see what he can do to adjust my screen, because my screen is about to go off right now and I don't want that to happen. So please check my screen. The control is over there, and see if you can look at it properly before my screen goes off. Nothing has happened on the screen so far. It's been running perfectly well, and I just saw a sign of saying 50-something seconds the screen might go off. I don't want that screen to go off right now, because we are right bang in the middle of the match. Thank you very much. And I don't think we are in any way, shape or form to be watching the screen behind me. There are 2 screens in front of me right now. There is one at my back and there is one in front of me. So far so good. Sierra Leone is definitely, we have changed the pace of the game. And this is the reason why other nations are not happy to play against us. We were the dark horse, and Kamara has done extremely well in that corner. Another cross. Again, he has proven why he plays for Arsenal. No question asked. Well, the Arsenal fans, if you're there, kudos to you. But guess what? That's Salomon ball, so I take them. I'm not gonna make noise, my bag is not, because who's Sabuna now will begin make noise. Hey! Make noise to a big deal, please. Not cool. Because we don't get the poor Liverpool player where they right now, the country they watch where Liverpool win the league. If Premier League don't follow, where see Liverpool win the league. This now say, not even June surface, Liverpool don't win the league. May, can you imagine? Arsenal. Who's that? Manchester divided because the United don't come out from them. Man City, Man Village. All London. That's how football is now in the UK. Football has changed. And the momentum of football in Sierra Leone is also changing. But we got for begin but two behind that one day where they make sure say grassroots football not go. When they budget for under 20. Where they talk say the president no one for see under 20. Let's say they win World Cup, you know one know. Now Leone start for win. How can you say that? You they in charge of football, director of sport. Hey, you got mind though. But when people are in a salon, they never afraid for telling that's good. They never afraid for telling that's good. So that cannot be a statement issued by somebody of your caliber. No, you can't. It's totally not acceptable for make representative of NSA. I can forget that guy in NSA because I guess careless for knowing him. Now Kamara don't come into the game very, very well, and he has made a couple of crosses, and now one of him crossed them. Oh, another good save by South African goalkeeper. Sierra Leone is not taking any more mess. No more mess. That's another miss again. Oh my God. When I put stone before me, I beg the Alice and son again block. Let you kick the block. That's when you go stop for make noise. That was a good shot by Ba. And that was a good save by the South African goalkeeper. And that's another miss header that goes wide by the Sierra Leone shooting stars. So far, so good. We are doing extremely well. We have dominated the second half so far, even though we conceded a goal within the last 10 minutes, but we have dominated the second half so far. Ball possession is 60-40 right now. It was 54-43 or whatever it is. But as we speak, the ball possession has possibly increased to 60-40 or maybe 55-45. But I think it should be way more than that. But so far, so good. Sierra Leone is still trailing by 2-1. And Mohamed, the captain, is now the tournament's highest goal scorer with 4 goals in his belt. And he was the joint highest goal scorer for the qualifying series in our own zone. And we possibly have scored more goals than any other nation in this tournament so far. So good. We've scored 4, 5, I think we've scored 6 goals. Yes, 6 goals in this tournament so far. And we should be very careful and mindful. We'll conceive 3, and I don't think that's good enough. That's not good enough. But anyway, kudos to the boys. They've done extremely well. And we hope they continue to score more goals as they are now on the attack again once more and cleared out by South Africa. So far, so good. The shooting stars are doing very well. They are performing in the best of their capacity, and that is exactly what football is all about. Football is about the performance rate at which you put yourself in, and what you can deliver on the day is what matters. Even if we lose this match today, I will still be happy. Reason being is because the boys have put in a great performance within the last 10 minutes. Oh, there is nobody there. Somebody is rushing at the far flank. No way. Okay, we should not be selfish at the moment in time. We should be very mindful that there are other players on the other side of the pitch, and we should be able to get them on board and make sure we have an equalizer. 75 minutes of the entire match being played. We possibly have just a quarter of the match to finish, and we've got a couple of shots on targets, and we are now possibly moving forward to possibly have an equalizer for us to have a draw on this particular match. I want us to finish this game or this particular group on the high, very high, which means we should not lose a match at all. We should go all the way, because if we don't lose any match in this tournament, we stand a huge chance to win it. Because the defending champion is not performing well. Nigeria is not performing well. Ghana is a bit struggling. 2, that's a header again in the 6-yard box. Is he going to do the same thing? He did it again. Did he? Yes! Did he? No, he didn't. Oh, that was close. That was close. Mohammed is a magician. I don't want to laugh because I will cough. Mohamed is a magician, a very good craftsman. The way he handles the ball in the 18-yard box of the South African defense and any other defense has been magical. Extremely magical. Wow. I can't even believe that was a miss. That was a very close miss because I saw the ball inside the net, but it wasn't. It was a side netting. That could have been a miracle. Well, not a miracle. That could have been spectacular. Because he has scored 3 of the same type of goals in the same position and the same manner. For him to do it 4 times, wow. Then we begin talking about Salonjis Nasiri, which, and he has won 3 player of the match. And he's got a hat-trick. What a record for a young man. And apparently, he's been signed to an American football club on loan. That's very impressive of a young man coming into a tournament like this for the very first time, representing his country. Shooting Stars of Sierra Leone. Now with the ball on the left flank. Is Kamara going to make a cross again? Kamara has done extremely well. That's a shot deflected by the South African, and it goes back again to Kamara, who cools it down, very relaxed. What is he going to do to the captain? And a shot, he goes right over the crossbar for a goal kick to South Africa. This game is very interesting. Very, very interesting match so far. And so far, so good. Shooting Stars has done extremely well. And they are a force to reckon with. I see the reason why many countries are afraid of Shooting Stars right now, because they can see the force in the way they play. And they can see the skills, the enthusiasm, the strength, the energy that they put into the game. And even the Tanzania team manager was complaining that these boys are too good to be playing for the under-20. Bro, you have to train. If you don't train, how can you be fit to play under-20? Under-20 players in this country are playing for the Premiership clubs. When Winnie played for, was it Aston Villa? When he was like 16, before he goes to Manchester United. So what are you talking about? These boys can play football. They can play football. If they can't play, they can't play. But they have proven to be a force to reckon with. That's a good cross by Kamara. And he goes out for a goal kick to South Africa. Don't worry, big man. You've done extremely well so far. So good. You've proven your worth in this particular tournament, and there is no reason why you should be on the bench for the first knockout stage of the tournament. Come on Monday, you should be there representing. You have shown the world what you are capable of, and with the combination of other players that you're playing with right now can make you shine, and you have shined the lights of Arsenal on the pitch today. You have players like Mr. Esba, who has done extremely well just coming into the second half, and Gandhi. These are like the pillar of the team. They are the backbone that makes the team move on fast, that makes the team wins everything, because they are going for it all in all. They need to put your foot around. You put your foot there in the reach. They say put your mouth side money there. That is exactly what they're doing, across into the 18-yard box and headed out by the South African defense. Nice tackle by Leone Shooting Stars. And that's a long pass that goes straight to the goalkeeper. And he slightly passed it on back again to the Sierra Leone defenders. And that's another attack again. Kamara on the ball on the left flank. He cools it down. One on one. Across again into the 18-yard box. Headed out by the South African defense. South Africa are actually defending very hard right now. They've been working extremely hard to make sure that Sierra Leone don't score another goal. But guess what? We just score back. We definitely did score back. We definitely did score back. No! Unlucky Kamara. That's just a feeble shot, and it goes straight into the hands of the South African goalkeeper. Well, so far so good. Sierra Leone is still trailing by 1-0. And Kamara has proven his money's worth. It definitely don't prove why he should be on the first 11 today. This is his very first match, and this is the very first time he's been given full-blown 90 minutes of the match. The last time he came on was not enough. And today, he has proven to the coach why he should be on the first team. Again, no doubt in his ability. I've seen him play live when he was quite younger, and I've seen him play a couple of months ago, couple of years, I think about a year ago. Again, like I said earlier on, we were putting together Sierra Leone youths in the diaspora, which we call Sierra Leone Youth Development. Myself, John Sama, and Molai, we started it off. Myself and John Sama, we did it for like well over 15 years. I remember the time we started off doing this, my son was only like, 5 years old. John Sama's son was about 2 or 3 years old. And I can't even, JJ is a big boy now. And Chad. They were the ones running Bremerton Football Club, which was at the Old Kent Road. Can you imagine those days? And apparently, Bremerton has been given some huge sponsor by the Suddock Council. And you know, Suddock is building new houses, and those new developers are actually making meaningful contribution towards developing the community as well. So they're giving funds to the council, and the council is distributing those funds to local authorities that have youth development schemes or other schemes that will be of benefit to the community. So basically, Bremerton Football Club has benefited from that, and I think they've been given about £400,000 to actually build on the infrastructure and develop that particular football ground. It was meant to be a 6-a-side pitch. I think they're going to improve it a bit more than what it is. So kudos to Bremerton, and we were there before, and we have done everything possible to make sure that we did what we have to do whilst we were there. Oh, the score is 2-1. We're still trailing Conte, and Mohamed scored the goal, and we are just about going into the last 7 or 10 minutes without extra time of the second half, and we are still trailing by 2-1. So far so good. We are doing extremely well. We've been in total control of the match, and we're doing everything possible to make sure that we equalize, so we will not lose this match at the end of the day. Even if we lose this match today, I will still be satisfied, because for as much as we lose, or we not lost yet, I cannot say for as much as we lose, we not lost it. But if we lost by any chance, I will be very happy still, because I think the player, they don't do very well. The boys have done extremely well, and they don't recover good, and they've put up the challenge for South Africa. Say they are not a pushover. 1-on-1. Oh my God, it's a foul. I think not a foul or handball, maybe ball to the hand, but that would have been a lovely 1-on-1. Oh, it's offside. The flag was up. The flag was up? No, the flag wasn't up. Oh, it's a handball. It's a handball. It's a ball to the hand. It's a handball. But referee, did you see that, man? Last man, you should have leave it to go. VAR should not play any role. But yeah, like I said, Bremerton, now they will be start about 20 years ago. Me, myself, and John Sama with another French guy, Usman. Again, instead of being getting picking, they all be the play ball. So we started off this kind of youth development stuff within our community so that we can get young Salon Bobo for can play for the country. That's a defensive blunder by Leone Star. Is it going to cost us a goal? That's it. Careless play. Careless play. This should not be happening. Definitely this should not be happening. We are now 3-1 down. Careless play. We should not be pussyfooting around in the defense like that. Definitely unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. You're not going to a tournament like this and you're conceding 3 goals at your final match. It's totally not acceptable. The coach have to do something about this, because it is not acceptable. Players should be very focused. Very focused. It's not yet the end of everything. The tournament is not yet over. You cannot go into the knockout stages and you have conceded 3 goals in 1 game. That's not a good sign. It's definitely not a good sign. Again, like I said, we don't need to praise people and too much for something and able for maintenance. Why are we always like this? Why? Why? We are 1 down. Careless goalkeeping. 2. Another careless goalkeeping. 3. Another careless defending. South Africa should score a goal that they purely deserve. A goal that is definitely being worked for, like we just did. You can't just give them gifts. That's like giving away gifts. And you cannot give away gifts like this and you're going into the knockout stages of the tournament. It's totally wrong. How many minutes to go? It's roughly about 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go of the second half is going to finish and we are 3-1 down. That's not a good sign. Definitely not a good sign. Again, you cannot go into a knockout stages and then you concede 3 goals in your last match. It doesn't really matter. It does matter. Are they going to make it 4? I don't think so. Yes, they are now attacking again once more. Like I said earlier on, anytime South Africa attack, you might think they're going to score a goal and they will score a goal. Why? Because we are pussyfooting around, defensive carelessness. The goalkeeper is not paying full focus attention to the match. He gives away unnecessary free kicks, and that is exactly what has conceived us 3 goals in this tournament. In this particular match. Definitely not good enough. We cannot be doing things like this and we think we have won. We haven't. We haven't seen the likes of Nigeria yet. We haven't seen the likes of Morocco yet. We haven't seen the likes of Senegal yet. We haven't seen the likes of what? Morocco, Nigeria. We haven't seen the likes of Tunisia. We haven't seen the likes of DR Congo. We haven't seen the likes of Ghana. And these are all countries that have won on their own group. So if we go and finish 3rd or 2nd, which will not happen because again we're still leading by a goal difference in our group, it is still not good enough because the record should be set straight. And that record should mean we should not concede as many goals as we have already conceded to go into the knockout stage, because we're just exposing our defense and the other nations will be thinking, oh, so Sierra Leone can concede goals. Okay, no problem. We're ready for them. But if we make sure we conceive less goals into the knockout stages, it's 4-1. How bad it can be? It's 4-1. 4-1. So we have to be very, very mindful now if we're going to be coming out of this group as leaders. Very mindful. Because we've just conceded 4 goals in no time. Like I said earlier on, you can score 2 goals in 1 minute. And they've just scored 2 goals in less than 5 minutes. Less than 3 minutes. They've just scored 2 goals in less than 3 minutes. I haven't even finished talking about the carelessness about the defense. And we've just conceived 2 goals in less than 3 minutes. That is not good enough. That is not good enough. That is totally not good enough. Totally not good enough. And this is South Africa. Remember, that lost to Egypt. Remember, that struggles to win their other matches. And they are giving us 4-1. And we're supposed to be leading that group. With how many goals scored? 6. Now South Africa has scored 4 goals. And they've got 5 goals in favor. So what do you expect? What do you expect now to happen? If they score another goal, then they are leading the group automatically. Okay, let's see what happens. We only have the match is over officially. The 90 minutes is finished. And we have an extra 4 minutes added to it. So, are they going to make it 5-1? I'm not even sure of what's going to happen next again. Because that's how bad the match is now. We've thrown everything away. We've given them the glory. We've given them the joy to stroll into our defense and score 3 goals in 5 minutes. Can you imagine that? Totally not acceptable. It's definitely not the best of the best that you can see with the shooting stars. The goalkeeper hasn't performed extremely well. The defense has been in shambles. They've given away 3 goals for nothing. South Africa have not worked hard for those 3 goals at all. We spent the last 30 minutes in possession of the ball. We've created more than 4 chances. We only managed to score 1. South Africa have only got 3 chances and they've scored 2. They only have managed 2 chances in the second half so far and they've given themselves 2 goals. Who does that? Who does that? Who really does that? Nobody. Nobody. And it's just all part of careless defending. And now you're going into the knockout stages with your heart in your hands, thinking we can concede 4 goals. That's not good enough. So let's say, for example, now we're going to play against who? Morocco. If we came second in that group. That's disaster. Or even if we lead that group, we might be playing either Nigeria or Ghana. Can you imagine? Even if we lead in that group, we might be playing either Nigeria or Ghana. If we end up becoming second in that group, then there is a possibility to say we play against Morocco, who gave us like 5-0 in the friendlies that we play in Casablanca, or we're playing against DR Congo, or we're playing against who? You cannot be doing stuff like that. Are they going to make it 5-1? No, don't tell me they're going to make it 5-1. Yes. Oh, no. I'm not even sure. This is terrible. This is terrible. It's terrible defense, terrible team combination, terrible goalkeeping, and giveaways. These are like gifts. We just give them gifts. It's giveaways. We've given them 3 goals for nothing. They haven't worked for it at all. It's free gift. Free gift. The game is over. It's all done. It's all finished. So we've lost to South Africa by 4 goals to 1, just like we defeated Egypt. So the team that lost to Egypt and the team that we beat 4-1 are the team that lost to Egypt 1-0. And the team that we beat 4-1, that won against South Africa, is the team that we lost to 4-1. How can that score be a score line that we can walk out of the pitch and say we tried? No. We've given South Africa 4 free goals. Okay, let's say 3 free goals, because the first one was maybe a stop shotter that could have been saved because it goes right in front of the goalkeeper's face, right in front of him. A serious goalkeeper will use double fists to save that, not one-arm punch, because you will miss it. It's just definite. So that's not convincing enough at all. It's not convincing enough at all. Definitely not convincing. If we're going to go into the knockout stages and we're going to be playing teams like, let me refresh. Maybe the table may have changed right now. I need to refresh because this is terrible. Very much terrible standing at the moment, and it is totally not acceptable. Yeah, we still have 7 points. We're still leading, and South Africa is 6 points behind us, but that's still not good enough because we possibly are leading by a point. And you have now Zambia, who is 5 points behind Egypt. I mean, 5 points, and then Egypt has 4 points. So yeah, we still lead, but I don't think the record should be set like that. We cannot lose to South Africa 4-1 and we are going into the knockout stages of the competition. That's killing the spirit. That's killing the spirit of the team. Because that is going to create a huge amount of confusion now for the manager. How? Team selection is going to be an issue. That's one. Two, will he be confident enough to say, if we end up to play, for example, Nigeria, who is second in Group B, or Ghana, who is second in Group B, is he confident enough to say we will beat either Ghana or Nigeria? Even though those two countries are not performing well at the moment, because the defending champions maybe go out of the competition. Maybe, just about maybe, might go out of the competition. Because they only have a point in Group C. And Ghana and Congo are leading with 4 points each. So we have to be very mindful. Very, very mindful. Because the way the standings are now on the table, it means we are going to be playing with one of those two nations, either Nigeria or Ghana. Either Nigeria or Ghana. It's inevitable. It has to be either Nigeria or Ghana. So let's say we're going to be playing against Nigeria. And we're going into that sort of knockout match. We've just conceived 4 goals in a match. 4 goals in a match. And 3 of those goals were a gift. Do you seriously think we'll have the confidence to play against Ghana and Nigeria after conceiving 4 goals in our last match? No. The spirit is going to be low. I don't know what is going to happen now next for the team to raise up their flag and possibly raise the tempo to play against Nigeria or Ghana. But it's going to be a massive hill to climb. Especially after you've conceived 4 goals against South Africa that have struggled to win a match. How are you going to determine that? How are you going to determine the fact that you now have to climb a hill that you don't know what is on top of it? You've gone through the stiff side of the tournament. We were in a group where we were underdogs, not even thinking of us going through the first round, not even winning a match in the first place. Because we know the Southern Hemisphere football is totally different from the Western Bloc. And we are the only Western country in that particular group. And Egypt. And we managed to win all the 3 matches or the 2 matches that we played. We should have finished on top form. So we send a positive message to whoever is going to be our next opponent, that you don't mess around with us anymore. But with a result like this, the country that we're going to play next are not going to be scared of us. They're going to be ready. They're going to be ready because they don't want to know who was in goal. They don't want to know who the players are. It's Shooting Stars. The Shooting Stars lose to South Africa by 4 goals to 1. We're going to go for them. They can conceive goals. We're going to go for them and hit the target at every given opportunity that we have. That's exactly what they would do. If I was a manager and I'm going to be playing against Leone, the Shooting Stars, on the next knockout series, that's exactly what I would say to my players. Don't be scared of them. They are not extraordinary human beings. They can conceive goals. South Africa just scored 4 goals against them. And South Africa is even struggling in the tournament right now. They are not in their form. They are not good enough. But guess what? They defeat the country that is on top form of the tournament by 4 goals to 1. I rest my case. I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you're there watching from YouTube or Facebook, thank you very much for staying with us. And thank you very much for your messages and your text messages and your WhatsApp messages. And I hope that you will follow us for the knockout stages of the tournament. And the knockout stages will start on Monday. And it will be, the draw will definitely be out within the next couple of days. Maybe by the end of this week, the draw will be out for the knockout stages, which will start on Monday, the 12th of May. And all the matches will be played on Monday. And the other matches will be played on Thursday, the 15th. And that's the semi-final. So all the quarterfinals will be played on Monday, the 12th. And then the semi-finals will be played on the 15th. And then the final, of course, on Sunday, the 18th of May. So that's the lineup fixture for the knockout stages. And the knockout stages possibly fixture will come by tomorrow or maybe later this evening. And we'll know for sure who Sierra Leone is going to be playing against. But I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with us. And thank you for your comments. And we hope to join you guys again next week. And we are not just going to cover the Sierra Leone matches, but we'll cover the other matches of the other nations that are going to be playing for the knockout stages. Like I said, we haven't seen the likes of Senegal yet. I haven't watched the game. I haven't watched the matches between Nigeria and the other countries. And I haven't watched the Ghanaians play. I've seen the Moroccans against Sierra Leone in the friendlies that they played a couple of months ago before the tournament. And we were beaten woefully. And we also have another friendly with Ghana. I think we lost to Ghana a couple of goals against us, but it wasn't as bad as the way we lose to Morocco in that friendly that took place in Casablanca. So let's go home, stay tight, and fasten our seatbelt and get ready for the next match. I don't know who is the man of the match for this particular one, but I will definitely post the man of the match of this match later on the charts. Yeah, so thank you very much, guys, for watching. Stay tuned, continue to follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and continue to share our page. And don't forget that we're going to be coming up with other subsequent programs and as we go along. So until next week Monday, we'll be able to cover the next match of the Sierra Leone Shooting Stars and all the other matches that might be playing that will be streamed live on YouTube. So thank you very much once more. Until next time, have a good evening and tata.